Okay. I think I'm realizing something.
Mm.
Here we are in the rompus room, in our little rompus room, and I'm sitting here and I'm going, oh, I can't wait till we have, we're going to get a round table and a permanent spot for our podcast here, because then it'll just not be such a hassle.
Mm.
And then I've just realized and reflected upon the last 10 minutes of us setting up the podcast, and I've realized that the setting up of the gear was actually, it took no time at all. It's me running around and going to the bathroom and going, do we have water? Oh, the heater's not on and blah, blah, blah. Have you known this?
Yeah.
Take the rabbit seat.
Well, I'm sorry.
So we don't really need a permanent podcast spot at all. We just need
We just need me to get my shit together. No, I think it'll be good because then the gear's set up and we can just sit down and just go. And then I go, hang on.
I was just about to say.
Wait a minute.
I'm supposed to do this. Oh,
Hang on.
oh, let me just go get
Wait,
this.
can I get something else? Hang on. Oh my gosh.
I just need to pee 5 times.
You got to pee 5 times.
all right, well, we're recording, so we can just get into it if you want.
Yeah, well, why else are we here?
Do you like doing this? Do you like this podcast? Why don't you take a seat? Let's have a quarterly review.
You're going to give me a timeout.
No, what do you mean? No. I was just, I don't know what I was doing.
Maybe we should have a quarterly review and kind of
Just check in.
we'll chart each other's progress. Give feedback.
I know what my feedback would
Sessions.
be.
What?
You talk too much.
Oh yeah, well
You
yeah.
interrupt me.
Yeah.
You'd-
Well, I try to give you the eyes when you're interrupting me, but you never seem to notice.
Last week I got a whack. I got a whack in the air.
Yeah, like an air
like an air
smack.
smack.
Yeah.
That's what I got last week. I can't remember what bit it was, but yeah.
It's when you're going on too long, I try to wrap you up. Should I do this instead, like this one?
No, because I think you'll just do it
Or
the
like
whole
that.
time. The wind up signal.
The
I think you'll
wind
go.
up.
I literally think you'll go. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I think. What do you think? And I'll go. Well, and you'll just start doing the wind up signal.
Just do it the whole time. Just the whole time we're recording.
I don't see it.
Hurry up.
You'll get an iPad playing a GIF of you doing the wind up
So I
signal.
don't have to
Yeah.
do it myself. Well,
Uh,
how are you?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good. It's cold.
Fucking freezing.
It's freezing
here
cold,
today.
and we are in our little cave, our little man cave.
Yeah.
It's our Rompus Room studio that we're going to set up a permanent spot. But and we've got the heater on because the rest of the house is fucking cold.
So cold.
And I said to you, remember when you picked this place and I kept looking at the photos and I said to you, do you think we'll be cold? And you laughed and went, oh, that's so cute.
I did.
I think we'll be, this is how you said it. You go, I think we'll be okay, Daniel. That's not quite how the weather works. And now today you're walking around going, I'm cold, Daniel. The house is too cold. Like, yes, this was what I worried.
drafty.
This was my fear,
you know,
mate.
it is an older house, but I don't know. I never think, when the weather's nice, I never think of it being cold. I never think it's going to be ever cold again. That's not something in my mind.
It's true. Like imagine now being like, oh, I'm so glad it's just even thinking about it being hot. Even thinking about a summer day.
Yeah, it's hard to picture.
It's hard to even think about why did that even bother us?
Exactly.
Why did we ever complain about a hot day? And then you get into summer, you go, oh, fuck you.
But interesting thing, we have met our landlords. They happen to live next door. They did tell us they put insulation in the floor and the roof. And I was like, imagine it before. Because it's cold now. But imagine it before the insulation.
I didn't know. Did they actually say that?
They
got
did,
insulation?
yeah.
Oh, wow. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
That's
imagine what it
crazy.
would be like before.
Well, this room's not too bad. Well, you got the heater on though, I guess.
And
But
it's
this room's not
carpeted.
as bad and it's
Carpeted. And it's carpeted.
the rest is floorboards, so it's tough.
Yeah, and guess what? We unpacked the last. Well, I think there's one box left.
Oh my
but
God, we're unpacked.
Applause! You remembered the button.
I did. We are officially
We've unpacked our stuff.
unpacked.
And I will say,
Mm.
in the unpacking process,
Yep.
I did uncover a lot of cords. You are a man of many cords, and as you know, I hate cords. You have so many.
Cables.
And I really like electrical cords.
Maddie,
just cables for stuff.
I
And I'm
have-
like, what is this? What's this go with?
I have synthesizers. I have televisions. I have video game consoles. I have DJ equipment.
so
I have
many of them.
my entire life is made up of cables and cords. And
yes,
it's
I'm-
really annoying. But here's the funny thing. We had this moment today, which, by the way, I talked about that I have acquired a 303 sequencer, which is a musical instrument thing.
Oh God,
And-
snoozefest.com. We already spoke
Listen,
about
no, because this is what happened, right? I got the sequencer and I'm trying to route it to the computer because I want to record and I want to play it live on the podcast. I think we have a half an hour segment at the start of the podcast, which is just me playing the 303.
Half an hour. What?
Or 30 seconds, whatever. What,
I'll
in
give
one
you
between-
5. What are you going to play?
You know, just little looped.
Mario Kart
no, just
sounds.
little looped acid house sequences.
Oh God!
But anyway.
This is not the Danny 303 podcast.
No, that's a great idea. With special guest Maddie every week. And it's just, just
Just on repeat. Okay, that's enough.
no, I was doing the techno remix. So,
But anyway, so we were unpacking the cords, you know, the many, many boxes of cords. I swear there was about 7 boxes just full of cords. And I'm like, can we just get rid of these? And you're like, no.
no, because I might need them one day. Lo and behold,
No.
I needed a guitar lead
Yeah.
to route this thing to the
You
computer.
needed one cord out of the 15,000.
And I opened the drawer. Lo and behold, a guitar lead was sitting there. And I don't even remember when I acquired it. And I turned to you and I said, Maddie, this is why I don't throw cords out. Because it is a fucking nightmare to have to, every time you go, I need this cord for this thing, you always hang on to them.
Yeah, but I don't know. You just need so many cords. I
Yeah.
never need a cord ever.
100%.
And
It's too hot
so
now.
yesterday,
Yep.
you came to me and you're like, by the way, don't think I didn't notice. And I'm like, what? And you're like, in the bin, there was a cord. And I was like, that was a cord out of my boxes that I know for a fact I do not need. It's from an old modem that I thought maybe I'd keep. But I don't have that modem anymore. And I threw it in the bin.
And I shook my head and said,
He pulled it
your
out of the
funeral.
bin. He pulled it out of the bin.
Pull it out.
You wanted to.
Well, I don't know. You might. Yeah.
You cord hoarder.
You quarter. You absolute quarter. Well, I'm sorry, but you need cords. It's a very important thing to get all of the cords.
I want to throw all of them in the bin.
Anyway, we've got a new couple of segments we want to try.
Yeah.
So
You know, moving and stuff, you kind of realize there's things you don't need and then there's also things you need. And you know I'm a big fan of Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
for
Facebook
those
Marketplace.
sort of things. But I also kind of hate it as well.
yeah,
It is an absolute breeding ground for just assholes.
it is. Yeah, and
people are so rude on there.
And so we wanted to try a segment out because we are Facebook marketplacing a lot at the moment because we're still finishing furnishing this house. And then we're also getting rid of some stuff. So we're dealing with a lot and we've got a couple of funny stories and reviews. So what we'll do now is why don't we make up a jingle
Okay.
live on the podcast and then maybe I can turn it into I'll turn it into a song.
Sure.
But I might not do it for this episode. I might do it for the next time.
Oh, something to look forward to.
There you go. Okay, you ready? Do you want to lead?
No. Well, I don't know where are we starting?
I think we just free flow, right?
Okay. Ready and
Facebook Marketplace
stories from
Facebook Marketplace. Wow.
That was pretty good.
I actually really liked that. I might put some synths. You know what I might put, Maddie? A 303. Might chuck a 303 in there.
Oh, you lucky duck.
This thing's going to pay for
But they
itself.
can't wait
It was
for
the best
that.
investment ever. Every segment we do is going to now include some type of 303 bit.
They will not know what hit them, these listeners.
So I've got some stories and you've got some stories.
Yeah, go on.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay, well, and should we maybe, just for fun, should we maybe give the experience of, because you got to rate Facebook sellers and, whatever. Should we give it like a rating out of 5 or is that boring?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Maddie seems overly enthused about that idea, so...
Don't quite know what you mean. Do you mean like the actual people that we're
No,
talking
we'll just,
about?
okay, so I had to buy this.
Mm.
We tell the story and then we
Yeah.
go and I rate that something out of 5 stars.
Okay.
Again,
We'll see how it goes.
all right, Maddie, let's just not do it. No, I'm joking.
Okay, what's your story?
All right, I want to say about now. I wasn't part of the experience. This was a duo collection
Yeah.
because I wasn't part of the experience of acquiring and purchase and the purchase. I was sent on the mission to retrieve it,
Oh, yeah.
and it was a local neighborhood. We're buying a lot of stuff locally, and everyone in our neighborhood lives minutes away from us. Basically, it's a small town. But it was a coffee machine from Aldi.
Like a pod
Yep.
coffee machine.
So they have pods and dispensaries. I believe our old one broke.
Yes.
They've got the newer one.
Yeah.
They were selling it because they've got now the even newer one. So Aldi are just constantly upgrading their coffee machines. They're like the fucking iPhone, Aldi, basically. Every year they bring out a new coffee machine.
And the annoying thing about these ones is that you can only get the pods from Aldi as
You can
well.
only get, yes, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't get them at Woolies or
Oh my
Coles.
God, just like Apple products.
It's so
This is
true.
100% Aldi has looked at the Apple product, the Apple brand,
Universe.
the Apple model, business model, and they've gone, that's going to be us with coffee machines. You can only get the parts from Aldi.
Really annoying.
Yeah, God forbid you want to do any upgrades or put more RAM in it. Anyway, for anyone who's that would have crushed with any computer people. Anyway, so
Please report back.
so now I went there,
You went to pick up this coffee machine.
and I will say, older couple, the most pleasant, lovely people. I felt like I already knew them. When I walked
Oh.
in the door. I felt like I was home. I felt like I wanted to put my stuff down and just lay on the couch while they made me dinner. Do you know what I mean?
They really would have.
There was
too.
a warmth to them and their
Aw.
house. They got up, they shook my hand.
Oh.
They were over explaining the coffee machine. They wanted me and us to be okay.
So sweet.
They were like, now, hang on, they were bringing out extra parts. It was gorgeous.
so cute.
Like, I want to go back there.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
wanna
mean?
be
I want to
friends
have
with
an
them.
excuse. I want to smash this coffee machine to bits and go, hi, something happened?
You-
Could we stay here for a couple of days?
You want them to be your parents.
And you know what was cute? One of their rooms, because it was a small house, wasn't huge. One of their rooms had bunk beds.
Oh, we could have slept in them.
Me and you could have slept
Yeah,
there. Me and you could have slept there.
Marty.
And Marty.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, they were really
He
sweet.
was very nice over
And how's the
message.
product been? How has the coffee machine been?
Oh, can't fault it.
Yeah,
It's
that was a good
great.
purchase.
It's a lot quieter than the old one,
Mm-hmm.
which is, it's an improvement.
Yep. Yeah,
It's great.
that's great.
Yeah.
There you go.
Smooth transition.
So I'm giving them five stars.
Yeah,
5
for
stars.
sure.
Yep. Yeah,
Applause.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
well
now
done.
what's your story?
Well, it's not.
What's your
So I
story or
haven't-
purchase?
Well, I haven't sold this yet, and it's not selling. I'm just we've got a million cardboard moving boxes,
Mm.
and I've just shoved them in the cupboard.
Yep.
And we got them off one of my friends, Jess, originally, and I asked her if she wanted them back, and she said, "Oh no, just get rid of them or pass them on." I'm like, well, the right thing to do is pass them on to someone else who needs them
because I would have just burnt them. I wouldn't have
in the
thought.
house.
I don't know, but I wouldn't have thought.
Bonfire in the house. We're both dancing around it nude. That's the initiation into the house.
Actually, tell this. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. And so I put them up on Marketplace, just like, free moving boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And haven't had a whole lot of traction, to be honest. Not
So if you or
heaps of
anyone else
interest.
in the Central Coast area needs some boxes, this is what the rest of the podcast is going to be about. No, sorry, go
Yeah,
on.
not heaps of interest. I've had a couple of bites.
Yeah.
But the most recent is this guy, and he's, he messaged me a few days ago, and he said, "Can I come pick them up?" And
I
was
think
like,
he's
"Yeah."
coming today.
Well,
right?
he was supposed to,
Ooh.
but he has not shown up yet. He's like, "Can I come get them?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "You're gonna be home this afternoon?" I said, "Well, we might be going out, but I could leave them out for you." And he's like, "Oh, I'd rather them stay inside because I don't want them to get wet." And I was like,
we
"Well,
didn't
I
hear
could
about
leave
this
them in
bit.
the garage, like in the carport,
Yeah.
which is undercover." And I was like, "But yeah, come another time if you want." He's like, "All right, cool. Well, I'll come Sunday morning." It's like, "All right, great."
Here we are, Sunday.
I had to then follow him up this morning, Sunday morning, like, "Hey man, like what time do you think you're gonna come today?" And he's like, "Oh, are you home all day?" I was like, "Well, dude, can you just like
Hang on.
come?"
You were like, yeah.
I'm like, "Dude, I'm not waiting around for you all day. Like we probably will be home, but we
Yeah.
might have things to do." And I'm sort of like, "Okay, what time were you thinking?" And he's like, "Oh, maybe about lunchtime." And he's like, "I've got to go check on my beehive first."
That's the best part of the story.
I was like,
I fucking hope he
Okay.
rocks up in a beekeeper's outfit.
he might. I hope he does.
I was worried that he was going to bring the bees with him, that they were kind of like his dogs and he had 1,000 tiny little bits of fishing line, like he was walking them. Sorry.
on leads.
They're on leads.
Cute.
Like what?
Yeah, like what? I'm curious to know, are they on his property or are they on another property? Because he's like, "I've got to go check on the bees first." And like, how long is that going to take him?
I love that he mentioned it as well.
And he said before it rains too much as well. And I was like, "What do you mean?"
Before it rains
Like,
too much. What happens?
Yeah, what happened?
They all get...
They
get
shut the door and they
Yeah.
don't want to let him in because it's raining too much.
Absolutely not. It
No,
is pouring out
Not
there.
today, Ian. Not today. It's too wet. Come
wet.
back another day.
Come back another day. Yeah, I don't know. I like that he mentioned it.
It's cute.
I was sent the other day a Johnson and Friends thing by our old neighbor, right?
Oh yeah.
And I messaged the person
Oh no.
and I was like,
Uh,
oh, that's great. I'm just curious, like, where did you get this? Because it was really old. And I was like, it's crazy. you
yeah.
know? Maybe this is good for the
They were
documentary.
little statues or something.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I messaged him. I was like, oh my God, like, where'd you get this? And they're like, oh, like a show bag. It was my son's. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like, I'm making a documentary about this. And, blah, blah, blah. And then they...
You can't help telling people.
I know.
I always give Danny shit about telling just everybody that he's making a documentary about Johnson and Friends. When we first moved here, the day we moved here, he couldn't wait to tell everybody. That was your opening line to new people. Anyway, sorry, continue.
I did do it at the cafe though.
Yeah, he did.
Only because she was in the film industry too, and so it just kind of came up. She was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm making
Well,
music."
you
videos."
brought it up, but yeah.
And then I thought I was out of safe distance from Maddie because she was in the car.
Oh yeah, no, I heard.
Oh no, you were outside.
I always hear.
I thought she.
I try not to. It always finds me. Anyway, continue with the.
Well, I messaged and said, "Oh, I'm making a documentary about it," and she
Yeah.
just wrote back and said, "It's sold."
Oh! So rude.
She don't want to talk to me.
It was me. I made a fake profile selling Johnson and Friends merch.
Just right back going, no one cares about your stupid fucking documentary. You should stop telling people about it. You should stop. It's embarrassing that you keep telling people about it. Stop telling people about it.
I love it. And then should we do a closer for this segment?
Yep.
That was Facebook Marketplace Stories. Very good.
That was really good.
I still haven't done the intro.
Do you want to intro us in 3, 2, 1?
Hello.
There you go, Manny. There you fucking go.
So anyway, today we thought we'd talk a little bit about sort of first day at school vibes. We thought we'd touch on kindergarten and maybe again year 7, just because it's like starting a new school.
The very first day, and I'm surprised that we haven't done this yet. It's 2 big moments in your life, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny because you asked me, the thing that always sticks out when you start primary school is a lot of kids crying. This is their first time they're leaving mum and leaving mum and dad. And you said to me, did you cry on the first day of school? And I turned to you and I said, Maddie, who are you talking to? Did I cry on the first day of school? Of course I fucking cried on the first day of school. Who are you talking to?
I should have known.
Like, come on. Of course I did.
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
And do you have like a vivid memory of it?
I do. I do have a vivid memory of it. But what's weird was like, what was the deal with preschool? Because for some reason, primary school felt scarier.
Yeah.
I don't remember, and obviously I was too young, but I don't remember any particular like crying at preschool, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, why it was different.
I think preschool, it's shorter hours.
Is it?
I think generally it is.
What time is it?
I don't know exactly, but I think you can kind of choose. And it's less days. Generally, it's sort of like 3 days a week.
Yeah, so I don't really remember crying at the preschool. I do remember getting in trouble in preschool for kissing boys. This is true. I'm not doing a bit.
Non-consensually.
I was just running around kissing people.
Just boys though.
I think anyone who got in my way.
If you get in my way, it's your own fault.
I think I just mowed.
Danny's on a kissing rampage.
I just. It was just like that, like mwah.
On the lips?
No.
Just on the head or wherever you could reach.
Look, I don't remember any other details other than
Wherever
a
you
boy
could
getting
grab them.
upset and the preschool teacher being like, you can't just go up and kiss people. And me going, oh, sorry.
Why not?
Why can't I kiss people? Come on, I'll kiss you.
You are a very affectionate person. Do you think you've always been like that?
Some would just say needy. But oh yeah, for sure. And it all comes from my mum.
Yeah.
She was overtly affectionate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I remember that. But well, he said it. But primary school, I do remember crying. I remember that thing of like, okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
It's like us leaving Marty in the morning.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
that.
It's like, oh, no, come on, get back in. Up.
Oh,
I was like a bit like, I wasn't trying to run back to the car, but I was
So
like,
sad.
and I was turning around, and I think the teacher holds your hand and goes, come on.
Oh, holds you back.
And then you're there and you're like, this
Scary.
is terrifying. Yeah.
And do you remember what happened?
You know, you reset pretty quickly.
Like
And
Marty.
nothing gets kids to kind of calm down more than organized activities, I think. Like, so we're going to do this.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. And everyone's doing it, you know. Yeah, if you have something to do, imagine if they just went, all right, get in there. They just shut the door. Just left a bunch of awkward, like tiny 5-year-olds. But I don't remember. But I've got some funny, interesting memories about kindergarten.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I remember this kindergarten teacher. I don't remember her name. I remember what she looks like. Again, still ingrained into my brain. I remember her face. But she she had okay. So there was 2 students. One was Amy. The other was Jonathan.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say anal. It's like, oh my God. They could just call kids whatever they wanted back then. Anal!
Okay, so one was
What are you
anal
doing?
and the other was rim job. I went to a very kink positive friendly school. So rim job was getting in anal's way. Because rim job was jealous because everybody wanted to play with anal. And rim job was like, come on. You don't have to put that in there. Just put your anyway.
Okay.
Hey, you set us up for that.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's fine.
Amy and Jonathan.
There was Amy and Jonathan. And Matt, if you're listening, it's Jason's little brother. Matt went to high school with Jason. I've actually
Okay.
told this story of Matt being at Matt's party and riding on Jason Chan's arm while he was drunk. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah. So this
Help me said it.
Yep, he said it. I'm saying it every 5 seconds now. So this story is about his younger brother, Jason.
Okay.
Jonathan, right? So Jonathan and Amy.
And it had to be Jonathan. It wasn't allowed to be John. Jono.
I think it was an arrestable offence. I think his dad was a cop, and if you called him anything other than Jonathan, you went. I think a kid got like 9 years jail. No, I don't know. All I know his name was Jonathan. I don't know what he's doing now, but so the teacher comes in, and Amy, sweet little Amy, tiny little girl. I don't remember her last name, but she was tiny. Everybody was sweet and cute, right? Vomited.
God.
I don't remember why, but she
Oh.
threw up and
Oh,
just sprayed it everywhere. Just was really sick. She was like, "Oh, darling, oh my God, oh, you sweet thing. Oh, it's okay. Everything's gonna be all right. It's okay." Jonathan saw the vomit and was like, "Ugh, and he went, "Bah." Vomited. Oh, that's right, because Amy vomited on the table. Jonathan vomited on the floor. The teacher went in,
Teacher
came back.
vomited as well.
No, it gets crazy, right? The teacher came back, and I swear, again, this is from when I was 5 or 6, and this has never left my brain. And I've always wanted to tell this story on this podcast. The teacher came in, looked at Jonathan, and started going apeshit at him. Being like, "Jonathan, how dare you?" I will say, I'm not saying that she was racist, but Jonathan was Asian and Amy was Australian, right? She just starts going, "Jonathan, how dare you? Poor little Amy's just vomited on the table and you've just gone and vomited on the carpet. It's going to be so hard to clean that up." And just starts going off at him. Like, so mad.
Poor Jonathan.
And I remember, it was so funny because it was like, I remember even at the time, it kind of not sitting right with me.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, this is bad, but I was just like, this is a bit strange.
You
Like, I-
recognized that it was
I
not
was confused.
fair.
I was, no, I don't even, I wouldn't even go that far. I don't think I could articulate, hang on a second, this is not, you're an adult. No. I think I was just confused. I was like, why is Jonathan in trouble but Amy's not?
Well, yeah, I think
Even at that young age, I found the whole thing confusing.
Yeah.
And then as the years passed, I just look back and I'm like, I think she was just racist.
Really?
Well, why would you?
Well, I will
Coddle a
say,
kid.
I will say, my grandma.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go. I will say, don't get me started on the Asians. No.
My grandma
Yeah.
was
NB, shout out NB.
NB, Nanny Barb,
Yeah.
NB, was a teacher for her whole life,
Yeah.
right? She was an extremely sexist teacher. She
Oh, you think it's
Yeah,
a gender
could
thing?
be. She coddled the girls. She'd always let the girls go to lunch first before
Yeah.
the boys.
Yeah, wow.
She was nicer to the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really bad. Like, I do not condone that teaching behavior from her, but I mean, different time.
No,
back
it
then,
makes
but
sense. That kind of rings true, I think, for me as
yeah.
well.
So it could be a racism thing, but it could also have been
Just a sexist
sexism
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't look, and I can't sit here and be like, you know, I mean, she's probably not even alive. She was at death's door.
What at
then.
the time?
I love that expression. I got that. I got that from Simon.
What are you going to find a boyfriend in 2 months? The form's coming up.
I got that
Hi,
expression.
Simon.
I got that expression from Simon when he said when we were
You've never
talking.
heard at death's door.
Well, when we were talking about Ken Bruce.
Yeah.
Just goes, he's at death's door there, so I don't know if he's alive. But you know what's crazy?
What?
Simon, I know you're listening, and we're gonna have to get him back on
Definitely.
because I have more Ken Bruce goss.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have updates on Ken
I
Bruce.
have updates on Ken Bruce.
Well, we'll
yeah.
definitely have to get Simon back.
So we're gonna have to get Simon back on.
Well, yeah.
I won't
it's
tell
a
him-
hark
I won't
back
tell
to
him
an older
now.
episode.
Yeah. The last episode Simon was on. No, the one before. No, yeah, the last one he was on. But I've got Ken Bruce.
Well,
goss.
I can't wait.
Tell me about your Kindy experience.
I don't have a massive recollection of my first day at kindy, but I do remember being in kindergarten class.
What was the feeling? Were you scared? You would have been so cute.
I
You would've
was
been
pretty
so
cute.
cute,
I was
yeah.
a cute kid. But beside the point, me being a cute kid, our teacher I really liked our teacher, Miss Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
She was cool. She was nice and kind, but she was sort of also no nonsense kind of teacher.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do quite a bit of art with Miss Crystal. I guess you do in kindy anyway. Like, that's a big thing you do. You know, you do painting. And
Yeah.
we used to have. Did you have the aprons that you wore when you did painting?
Yeah. I think they made me wear that all year round.
You should still wear it.
I've got one on
I'm
now.
like- it's lovely. It's flowers on it. You should though.
I know. Yeah.
I know. So we used to, for some reason, Miss Crystal had this thing where when we were doing our painting, if we were ever sort of assigned a task, like, paint the sky
Mhm.
and the sun or whatever.
Yeah.
She hated it if we had any white blank space on our page.
She wanted
So
a
all
full
of it-
canvas.
Yeah, she wanted a coloured in canvas. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't know. It was
That's
a
so
thing,
weird.
It's a thing she had. And she'd always say no white spaces, right? That was her catchphrase.
That's fully not. That just seems so counterintuitive
yeah, it's
to like fostering artistic.
yes,
talent.
it's putting people in a box. It's putting artists in a box and being like, you can't have any blank space on your page. Like, you have to have
Oh, maybe it was a
every
test.
bit covered.
Maybe it was a test.
What do you mean?
Well, if you let's say you handed 3 lines and she went, "You passed the test. You disobeyed me. You're an artistic rebel."
3 lines.
This bit, it didn't work.
Oh, like
I think-
like a painted just 3 lines on a page.
Yeah, I think we just move on because that bit bombed. It bombed, and even if you'd fully interpreted and been with me the whole time, it didn't work. And so let's just move on.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You
You're
know,
like,
if you
I
just
get what
had,
you're saying. It wasn't a good bit.
if you had like 3 dots on a page and handed it to her.
yeah, well, it's just so weird. I find it really weird. What was her
It is
name?
weird. Miss Crystal.
Of course it was.
You know what? I'm pretty sure her first name was Rose. Rose Crystal.
Wow.
What a name. I mean,
Yeah.
we did grow up in the Northern Rivers region, so I guess that kind of tracks.
Well, it's just weird. I just can't understand why.
Rose Crystal. But anyway, so that was a catchphrase. She'd say it all the time when we were painting.
No white
white
spaces.
spaces. Okay, then for some reason, the kids started doing a chant.
Oh shit.
No white spaces.
Says
No white spaces. And we'd all chime in. We'd all join in.
Wow.
And this was
This
one.
was the most progressive school.
this was one.
Thank God.
God.
Thank God that landed.
You got one.
I got one.
It's your first one of the episode.
There's white men.
No
All the
white
white men.
spaces.
All the white male students, teachers are walking in.
No white spaces.
And so one day we all just started doing this chant at her because she said it, and then we all just started going, no white spaces. And she was up the front of the class just sort of like not knowing what to do.
Oh, wow.
Like,
She's like, what have I done?
She couldn't control us in that moment.
Yeah, I've started a revolution.
It's a really prominent
Hopefully she
memory.
reflected and went, oh, I think the kids have, wow. She didn't know what to do.
Yeah, well,
she
she
just saw
sort
a
of-
sea of children screaming, no white spaces.
Imagine the
It's
class
like,
next
how could
door.
she get upset? It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did
You
this.
did this. You created this.
did
You kept
this.
saying this fucking catchphrase.
Exactly.
Miss
It was
Crystal.
her fault. But imagine the class next door hearing it. They're like, what the fuck?
No white spaces. No white spaces.
Wow.
Yes, that was a prominent kindy memory for me.
Yeah, it's funny. I've got two other kindy memories.
Go on.
Maybe the episode could just be called Kindergarten. Kindergarten memories. The two other kindy memories. This is something I've held dear. I've been harboring for years and years
God,
since kindy.
there's a lot to get off your chest this episode.
Yeah, this one in particular. I think it's a story I've always wanted to tell, but it's never come up. Or maybe I said it once and I cut it. But we had a religious teacher in kindergarten. And,
Wait, that was your primary kindy teacher
yeah, so like they do weird religious study stuff. Like,
in kindergarten?
yeah.
Oh,
Well, not all the time. It was like a sampler.
subject.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a subject. Yeah.
Okay.
Scripture, I think they called it.
Yeah, we had scripture, but
Yeah.
we could opt out, and I opted out.
Did you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, fair. Anyway,
You're in scripture.
I'm in scripture, and she tells a story about one of the Bible stories about donkeys. There's a few of them.
The mules. Jesus' mules.
I don't know. There's
Was
a
it
few
a
of them.
story called Jesus' Mules? Jesus and his mules?
No, I don't know. Is this story you know? Do you know this story?
No.
No.
I
I'm
don't
just,
know
I'm
any
on
of the
board.
Bible stories.
You don't really?
No.
Oh my god!
Vaguely,
I
I
could educate you.
would have some, but
I could educate you.
I mean, can't wait.
Yeah. But anyway, so she tells the stories of the donkeys,
Yeah.
and then she walks around the class, and I think she's talking, and I don't know why I did this. I don't know if I wanted her to think that I was cool or something. I don't know. But I said to her, you know, I've got pet donkeys at home. And she went, oh, do you? And I went, yeah. One's called Donkey and the other's called Diddy.
Aw.
And she went, oh, that's nice.
Cute.
And I've always looked back at that and thought, I wonder if she knows I was lying.
Probably.
Why didn't she call me out on it?
Well, I mean, what are you going to say? No, you don't. Tell this little 5-year-old that's going, I've got donkeys.
Oh my God, no, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
That is a fucking lie. Show me. Where are the photos?
Dirty liar.
Call your mum right now.
Where are the photos?
Hi, Mrs. Giles. So your son's a fucking liar. Well, she doesn't say anything and she rocks up. She goes, I'm here to see the donkeys.
Daniel said I could.
We don't have any donkeys. Oh, that's weird. Like she just gets so angry about me. That's weird. Daniel said you had donkeys. What's that about, Daniel? I'm just sitting there like crying. Like, oh. So you don't have donkeys. I fucking knew. She's pointing at me. I fucking knew you didn't have donkeys. I knew you didn't have donkeys. Why would you say that? You're a liar. I'm just sitting there bawling my eyes out.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
why
always
did you
remembered that.
lie?
Maddie, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
so cute.
The only other thing, oh no, look, there's a lot of kindy stuff, but the other thing is I remember bringing the SNES cartridges in my school bag one day.
SNES.
Super Nintendo. God, Maddie, get with it.
How would I know what a SNES is?
So I remember bringing like some, maybe Street Fighter and Super Mario World, and I don't know why, but I just took them in my bag one day, and I remember feeling like it was the naughtiest thing I'd ever done. And I feel like I don't know why, and I remember, I just wanted to see them, and then I remember getting home, and Mum must have taken them out of my bag, but I remember them like not seeing them and getting so scared and going, "Oh my God, I've lost them." I'm so scared that I'm misremembering, and then Matt's gonna call me out and be like, "You fucking did lose them." You fucking did lose them.
Lose them at
That's
school.
where they went. Oh my God. We lost those games. No, I don't think so.
What a crime.
Yeah.
You were quite rebellious.
I think I just was such a curious little monkey who was just an absolute just destruction of mayhem. Never really quite knew what I was doing, and just it was like a lot of stuff was accident. Like one time, my brother Darren, he borrowed somebody's Super Punch Out SNES game. And I remember trying to play it, and I couldn't even get past the main screen. And I was like, "Oh, how does this work?" And then I accidentally deleted all of his codes. Like every save file he had, this guy, and my brother had to go back to him and be like, "Oh, hey, my little brother deleted all of your."
Oh no.
Yeah,
Wait, so he had borrowed it from someone else?
yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I didn't mean to.
I think this is why now you are so precious about like video game stuff.
Do you think so?
Well, because remember when we were dog sitting for my friend Izzy, you came over and I said, "Oh, Izzy's partner Alex has, what was it? Zelda, if you want to play."
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you looked at me and you went, "Maddie, you do not play someone else's code," or whatever it was. You cannot do that.
No, that's insane.
You can't just simply pick up someone's
You
game
can't.
and start playing it.
No, you can't. Because
But
look,
can't you start your own?
start a new game on his Breath of the Wild game with this guy that I've never met.
Cool, couldn't
Oh,
you
hey, I played Breath of the Wild. Can you not delete that? Because maybe next time I'm at your house, I might pick it up.
you just
I think
delete it
anyone.
after?
Why would then? Why I've got to go through what a 20-minute epilogue before I even start playing.
God.
Anybody who knows Zelda is gonna know how insane that is.
Gone are the days where you can just pick up a game
No,
and play it.
it's just like I remember very clearly being like picking up and being like, I don't even know what his priority is right now. I don't know if he's off, getting dungeons. I don't know if he's trying to find Korok seeds. I don't know
Okay.
if he's trying to just upgrade armor. I don't want to use his resources.
We
Yep.
can't just go back to Zelda chat. I can't do it. Moving on. What about year 7?
Oh yeah, so high school. High school is an interesting one because I remember the very first day of high school, the first kid that I met was also named Daniel.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
Daniel Reali.
Did you like him or did you punch him in the face?
No, he was cool. He was nice. In fact, the entire high school, we were never like, he was the first person that I hung out with on day 1 of orientation. And honestly, in the entirety of high school, and maybe who knows, maybe he would be like, "No, you were a fuckwit," but we were just never in the same friend group, but I never had a problem with him. I always thought he was cool.
Good.
Yeah.
You never had an issue with the other Danny.
No. Well,
Was he a
was
Danny
No,
or-
he was Daniel.
it was Daniel
He's
only?
huge now.
Oh.
I think he's beefed up. He's jacked. He's yeah.
Okay.
But
I love
yeah.
that you've kept up with him. Like,
well,
what's other Daniel
This
doing?
is the thing that James, who we haven't had on the podcast yet, always gets angry at me. He's like, "Why are you friends with everyone on Facebook?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Because I need somebody to listen to our podcast." No, so yeah,
Do you
so
think
there
he
was
listens? Hi,
Daniel Reali. No,
Yeah.
I would guess
Okay.
no.
Okay.
I would
He's
guess no.
too huge for that.
Sorry, I can't hear it,
My
bro.
ears are too big. They
I
won't
can't hear it.
listen.
I can't hear it. My muscles and my ear muscles
ear
are too big.
muscles
I
are too
literally
big.
cannot hear anymore.
I worked out too hard. No, and then I remember It was rough. Year 7 was rough.
It always is.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, it would have been for you as well, but I feel like maybe, was there a bit more camaraderie around your school because there were so few of you?
Mine year 7 was interesting because that's when I started at the Steiner School.
Right.
So it was completely, different. I don't think anyone from my primary school went there.
Oh my God.
I don't think I knew anyone.
Tell me about day one. You walk in.
Maybe there was one person, I can't remember, but day one was okay actually, but the problem being, and this is a theme throughout my schooling years, is that they had all been together since kindergarten. So Steiner schools go from kindy to year 12.
Shit.
Same school all the way through.
This is like Kirky when he had to start in year 9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it happened to me when I changed schools again. But so they were all really good friends already, all of them.
Yeah.
And so me coming in was a bit weird, but they were actually really lovely.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing about the Steiner schools is that you have your one like homeroom teacher, and they are your home ground teacher, all the way to year 12.
Is that like your group?
It's your year teacher. You get assigned one teacher. And they look after you like they are your mentor teacher until you're 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like you have other teachers for other subjects, but
Yeah,
they
sure.
are your main person. And it's really nice. You call them by their first names.
Oh, what was
Dina.
Dina?
Yeah.
Did
She was really cool.
Did she smoke?
I think so.
I'm picturing her smoking.
Yeah, interesting. But she was really cool. She used to tell us stories. Like she used to stand up the front of the class.
Did
and
she
talk to
Did she
us.
ever tell you that she had 2 donkeys at home?
Mario and Luigi. No, but she used to just talk to us about King Arthur and just tell us stories of when he
Really?
existed and tell us all those kind of
She just
folklore.
Bust out King Arthur.
It was amazing, actually, thinking about it now. It's
Yeah.
like she remembered it. She didn't even have notes from what I remember. She
Wow. She was just super
told
into
us.
that.
I don't even
Period.
know why. We used to do assignments on it and everything, so I guess it was like a subject. But I don't know what about it we were supposed to really be learning.
Did she talk about Shakespeare?
Not really. No, it was
Just King
mostly King
Arthur.
Arthur
Wow.
and like Guinevere and all that. But it was really cool. And
Did you retain any of it?
not really. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. But it was just so entertaining. Like we all were really entertained by her.
For sure.
And the most weird thing about being at the Steiner School that was so different, we had a thing we'd say at the start of every day.
Oh, shit.
And
a
we'd have to
fucking mantra.
Yes.
Hoya Steiner.
Basically.
Oh, my God.
And we'd have to cross our arms over our chest.
Oh, this is culty.
It was a bit culty.
What did you say?
I kind
What was
of
the
wish I
expression?
could remember it now.
I'm
But
going to look
was-
it up.
Yeah, can you? Because
Yeah.
I think every year had a different one. So, but we'd have to memorize it. And we'd have to say it at the start of every day. Something along the lines of, I am the light, something, I'm ready to learn, or I don't know, it's some sort of chant type thing.
Wow.
Can you find it?
Sometimes a short verse aiming to create a calm and focused atmosphere.
That's right.
A common practice is the teacher to greet each student and pat them on the bum and say, "Get in there, toots." So interesting. Sometimes the teachers would pick their favorite student and turn around and say, "Now you do me." To which the student has the option of smacking them on the bum again. Depending on how hard the bum slap was for the teacher, would depend on where they sat for that day. The student placement of seating arrangements would shuffle every day depending on how hard or soft each child's bum slap on the teacher was. Wow. Yeah, it's really interesting. I think we know I made all of that up.
But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
that was a bit
wow.
weird, to be honest.
Wow. Oh my god! If the teacher, after getting bum slapped, would audibly say "ouch," that student would be the principal for the day.
No, but I will tell you this.
Okay, no, look, I can't find it. I can't find anything.
Doesn't
It does.
matter.
Everything insinuates that there is some sort of verse.
Yeah,
so
there's a
I
verse.
assume it's some sort of verse that you guys
It is
did. Yeah,
some
I
sort
can't
of,
find it.
it's not religious, but it's some sort of it
sounds like a
spiritual.
fucking cult,
It's
yeah.
more spiritual, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think one of my favorite things about that school was the canteen.
Tell me.
They used to sell
Now, wait, was this the canteen that you got a $2 voucher?
no.
Okay, right, yeah.
That was primary school.
Okay.
$2. But I was thinking about that inflation back then. $2, not bad.
You want to see?
Yeah,
the inflation
let's do the inflation calculator.
Inflation, it would be today $4.15.
Okay, not as much as I would have hoped. Honestly,
But stuff was cheaper back then, you know?
Yeah.
It's like stuff in the
Yeah.
canteen was like some of the lollies were like 5 cents and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd have a great lunchtime, I think.
Yeah.
You know, if you got that $2 voucher, it would have been a big get. Anyway, sorry, continue.
So the canteen at the Steiner School,
Mm.
they had jacket potatoes cooked in foil with sour cream and chives, and you could get that for lunch. It was so good. And they had these really nice macadamia cookies.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
We should go back there.
they had good stuff. And there was no uniform. You could wear whatever you wanted. Lots of girls in short skirts.
Oh, really?
Very short.
Wow.
Go on, tell me about your years. Oh, you've already told us. We've done that one.
No, so the jacket potatoes, the macadamia cookies, that's a good spread. Would you get that for lunch, recess? What would you do? Is it an everyday thing?
No, not every day. Not
Yeah.
every day.
But that was the favorite. The kids would go there.
Yeah,
That was the favorite.
That was a really big hit. The potato.
I
Yeah.
remember the pizza rounders. I think we've talked about canteen food. Now
We have.
But yeah. Anyway, that's great.
Are we finished?
I think we are. I
Yeah.
think we've done a really good job.
I think so.
My voice is starting to go
Yeah, me too.
because I'm sick. But it was fun.
That was fun.
I liked that.
It was good.
And look, get excited because in the upcoming weeks, we're going to have plenty of 303 drops.
Oh.
We're going to be this thing's going to pay for itself. We got it off Facebook Marketplace. It's in our lives right now. I'm still learning how to route it to the computer to record, but so help me God.
And if you like, send us your Facebook Marketplace story.
Oh yeah, for the segment we want to hear Facebook Marketplace. We don't have to get you on if you don't want to talk. If you just want to send us the story,
We
what
can
happened.
read it out.
Yeah, if you got ripped off, if you've got a funny story, we can read it out.
Send it to us on our Instagram.
Yeah,
What is that? Remember that.
I think it's Remember That podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Or email us at,
Yeah, the email's a bit of a trickier one.
is it rememberthatpod
Um,
at Gmail?
it's
Should probably know this.
no, I should know it too. Rememberthatpod.au at gmail.com.
.au.
Yeah, if you want to, we'd love to hear your stories. And if we don't, that's okay. We can just keep telling ours.
Keep boring you all with our story.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right, cool. Sign us off, Maddie.
Good night, kids.
Good night, kids.